things I just want to go over with you. If I can find my bulletin from this morning. There it is. I hope. Anyway, no, that's not it. That's it. All right. Next Sunday is Bulldog Day, so we want to make sure that we bring some food. There's a sign-up sheet by the church office. Please sign up for that. We're going to be feeding the spring sports and all the participants there. We don't know who's all coming yet, but we do know we'll have several who'll be here. So we appreciate you doing that. What a day to be able to minister to our students and families who play spring sports. We all know the fall sports. And so people have asked me, what are the spring sports at CarbonHill High School? Well, there's actually 3 seasons of sport there. There's fall, winter, and spring. And so the winter sports, which we will recognize as spring this year, is girls basketball and boys basketball. When they show up on Sunday, the county tournament's over, the area competition is over, they're getting ready for the end of the season. They're a winter sport. We have 4 spring sports. We have baseball, we have softball, we have golf, and track and field. And some of y'all didn't know that. So we're going to have those sports here in addition to the winter sports, and then we'll be recognizing them a special way on Sunday. You'll have their schedules will be in your bulletin, so you'll be able to know when they play and how you can go watch them, and we'll just have different opportunities to minister to them, and it'll be a very wonderful time. Pledge Day is actually 2 weeks from today. In your bulletin this morning, there was a sample pledge form to how you pledge for the next year. We do it from February to January, so February 25 to January 26. If you have any questions about that, let us know. So on the 2nd, you will have the actual form there, and then you will fill that out and bring it up. You do not have to give any money that day. You can, but you don't have to. We're just going to ask you to bring your pledges up. So at the end of that service, there'll be an opportunity for you to come and put the pledges in the offering plate as a gift to the Lord. You can do a gift if you like, but that's not necessary at that day. And then this Tuesday night, the Ministry Training Institute from Samford University, which meets right here in our ministry building, will start back. The class is Paul's Letters, and you will walk through in 8 weeks the life and writings of the Apostle Paul. Then, for the second class, which starts in March, getting ready for Easter, will be the Doctrine of Heaven. And you're going to be studying about heaven, and all the things that you've ever wondered about heaven will be talked about. In fact, we'll just take a trip there. We'll just go. No, I'm just kidding. But we're just going to have a great time of that, and thank you for being a part of that. We are actually, in the whole system, we're the 3rd largest class in Samford's entire system, which is incredible. I think Mobile and Shelby County have more than we do. And so, CarbonHill really compares to Shelby County and Mobile. We're right there. We got about, 1,800 people. We're right there pressing toward Mobile. Mobile will get you. So it's pretty remarkable that people have been so interested in these courses and classes and have grown. And so I encourage you, if you haven't thought about it, it's a great opportunity. You might say, well, what can I do? You can learn. And you say, well, take a test? No test involved. There is a paper involved. It's not hard. It's just 3 to 5 pages, and you're putting what you've learned into practice and doing that. But if all else fails, you can even audit the class. They don't want everybody auditing the class, but you can just try it out. Go to it, try it out, audit it, which means you can take the class, you pay the money, you take the class, but you don't write any papers. We don't want everybody doing that, but if that's something to kind of see if it's for you, do it. And it would be an opportunity to be encouraged in that. So after this service tonight, I think we have a ministry building team meeting that'll be very short, and then we have a youth committee meeting, and you'll see, I think, the ministry building team meetings in the Kendrick classroom, youth committee meeting in the Gleaners classroom. And then this Wednesday night, we'll be back for the book of Revelation. Hope you'll be a part of that and join us for that Bible study, youth and children. As of right now, This is what the great prophet James Spann said. It is too cold to have a bunch of snow. Now, I've never heard that, but that's what it is, too cold. So it's going to be like minus 1 million degrees wind chill this coming week. So I think we'll be fine to have service Wednesday night, but that could change, obviously. And so we will post on our Facebook page. You can certainly call the church office, text me, we'll let you know. But if you don't hear anything, then we're having service Wednesday night. So at this time, we anticipate roads being clear. We anticipate it being very, very cold. So we've decided not to have services outside. We decided to have them in here. So we talked about it, prayed about it, and said we're just going to have it right here. And so, that was something that we thought would be helpful to help you come out. You won't be outside except to walk in the building. So with that being said, let's just have a word of prayer, and then we'll continue on. Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for the opportunity to come tonight to worship. Thank you for Jenny and her leadership for these many years with the Pregnancy Test and Resource Center. Thank you for her stability. And Lord, the plan that you've given her to grow the ministry, and how those who've come alongside of her to serve on staff and to volunteer, how they've invested so much time and energy and finances into the center. And Lord, thank you for how you've used it to minister to people who are going through great difficulty and serious decisions. Lord, we thank you for your many blessings and what you're going to do. In Jesus' name, amen. In your bulletin today was an insert. I don't know if you saw it or not, but it was the Sanctity of Human Life Sunday, and we are thankful to be able to support the Pregnancy Test and Resource Center. We support it in our budget because we provide for you to go to the banquet and one of the tables, the sponsor tables, and we certainly do one every year, and we would love for you to go. Jeannie's going to come up in just a few moments, and she's going to talk to you about the ministry of the center. She's going to talk to you about how you can be involved in the center, and she's going to talk about the upcoming fundraising gala where you can get a ticket for free, and you can go, and I believe, if I'm correct, Black Rock is catering it this year, and so the food will be good, the speaker will be great, the time will be wonderful, and we would love for you to be a part of that. So we'll have a sponsor table, and I'm sure we'll have some other tables too, so you can go and be a part of that event, support that event. That event is going to be Friday, February the 7th. So it's just a few weeks away. It's at the Civic Center in Jasper, and so she's going to tell you more about that. But before she comes up, I'm going to ask you to watch this video, because I'm telling you, once you hear about the center, you need to know this thing. Jenny leads a dedicated staff. She does a great job. God has blessed her greatly to lead this. This is an incredible ministry and how God has grown them. So when I first met her in the ministry, they were in a little storefront tucked away behind the AT&T store in Jasper. You couldn't get there from here. I mean, it was hard to find. Then they moved to another location, which really was helpful, downtown in Birmingham, and I think it was in Jasper. It was an old bank, like an old Birmingham bank. It was refurbished, and then they outgrew that, and now they are right there just across from Applebee's and the Human Resource Center there in Jasper. And it's old up and away stores where they are, and we took a tour of there last summer, and it's just a great place for God to do ministry, and what a blessing it is. We're thankful for her leadership. When Jenny comes up here, you're hearing from a true leader. Now, I don't think she's a General Patton where she's stomping her feet and yelling and pointing, or she may, but she is a leader by example, and she is a leader in how she leads her staff and leads the ministry and connects with people. We're very blessed to have Jenny in our community, in our county, leading this ministry. And so we're so honored to have her here tonight. So watch this video, and then Jenny, you come up and the stage is yours.
Created for purpose, a unique genetic blueprint from the moment of conception. DNA woven together to determine gender, eye color, hair color, fearfully and wonderfully made. Valued beyond measure. Our culture says life is disposable. Her rights matter most. It's not really a baby. And it's all one big choice. But God created us in His own image and whispered, "I have called you by name. You are mine." In the U.S., Roe v. Wade has been overturned, but abortion is still legal in many states. Most recently, abortion has been boxed up in the form of 2 little pills, and a promise to make it all go away. What will you do to make a difference for life? How can you be a voice? Will you help save a life? There are over 2,700 pregnancy centers in the United States, serving men and women free of charge and full of hope, providing pregnancy tests, life-affirming counsel, abortion recovery, classes, clothing, and diapers. Many centers offer the first glimpse of a woman's baby in the womb, displaying the magnificence of creation and the precious beats of a tiny heart, perfectly formed and fashioned by the one who created them. They serve faithfully, love well, encourage. They are hope dealers. They need volunteers, your prayers, and your financial support. Will you please give generously and help make a difference for life today?
Good afternoon. You'll have to bear with me. I hurt my knee playing kickball, so I've been at the center for a minute, and it's been very evident this year that it's been a minute. I'm getting a little bit older than I like to think, but I'm always excited to come and share with y'all. Like Brother Scott said, the Lord has blessed us tremendously. We still can't believe, looking back, even over the past year and a half, where we were at and where we're at now. I never would have thought, not that I didn't think He could, but you just kind of think, we have all this wish list and these prayers and these things we want to do, but it's in God's timing, and He definitely has just sped it up a whole bunch for us, which we're very grateful for. So I always like to start out by sharing about what we do at the center. I know most of y'all know about us, but I know there's always people that don't know everything that we do. It's hard to remember everything that we do. Sometimes I get up here, and if I don't have my checklist, I forget to mention everything that we do. So hopefully I will cover all the bases. And then I want to share with y'all just some of the things that God has done in the past year, the past few months even. And then some of the abortion statistics. Roe has been overturned, but the battle for us just changed and got a lot harder in a lot of ways. And so I don't think that we realize a lot of times the number of abortions that are still taking place and what that really looks like now. So, of course, we are a pro-life ministry. We're non-denominational. Everything that we do is free, very confidential. We're probably the most confidential place that these women are going to go to. We know that word of mouth is how most people hear about us, so we want everything to be a safe place for them, a confidential place for them to come and share whatever it is that they're facing. We know that the pregnancy is what brings them to us, or the possible pregnancy, but there's so many other obstacles. Y'all know, there's addiction, there's homelessness, there's domestic violence. Most of the moms that we serve, and even we serve dads as well, but a lot of them are unemployed. They have other children they're struggling to provide for, and they're mainly what we call abortion vulnerable. Some are abortion minded, meaning that they are planning to have an abortion. Abortion vulnerable means that they have a lot of factors that are influencing their decision whether or not to have an abortion. And many times it's not that they don't want to parent. It's that they feel like they can't parent. And so we want them to leave our center knowing that they can. They do have support. Many times the little support that they have are parents and friends that are telling them, you can't do this. You can't provide for another child. And we don't ever want to sugarcoat it and make them think that it's not going to be hard, but it's doable. You know, we have served thousands of women over the years. I should add up that number because it's a lot. And they can do it. It is possible. It will be hard. And a lot of times the path that they have in front of them that they wanted to take is going to look a lot different. It may take them longer to reach the goals that they have, but a lot of times when we have kids, those goals change. And so it is doable, and we want to be that encouragement and that support for them that they don't always have. So like I said, everything that we do is confidential. We serve anybody from anywhere that has a need. We have 4 staff members, and we have lots of volunteers that help us with lots of different things. Actually, now we have 5 staff members. I forget that. So we serve anybody that has a need that we can meet. So most of our clients will come from Walker County. Next is Winston County, Marion County, but we have people from all over. Fayette County, Coleman County, Birmingham. Many times they're searching online, and we just got a new website a few months ago that helps us to be more visible to those abortion-minded and abortion-vulnerable women. So we're seeing even more from out of town. We see a lot that have moved to the Jasper area from out of state. So we see lots from all over. There's no certain geographical area they have to live in. There's no income requirements. All they have to have is some kind of ID. And if they don't have a photo ID, we see what they have. We'll figure out something to make it work. So we don't want there to be any obstacles for them coming to us if they have a need that we can meet. We're funded by people like y'all. We love y'all for supporting us. We're so thankful to be able to have a church family like y'all that we can tell our clients that they've never met you, but they love you enough, they care about you, that they support us so we can support you. And that means a lot to them. I always say we can't always share stories of women that come to us because it is so confidential. And so many times we don't even know with that first visit that we have a woman in front of us that's considering abortion, because she is still kind of keeping us at arm's length a lot of times too. So we don't always know that when they come in to us. We have had a couple of clients, I think I may have shared this with y'all last year, that we didn't know they were considering abortion until they went through all of our services, did a video for us, and when we were filming the video, they said that. So we don't always know, but we know what a difference it makes for people like y'all to support the center. Think about it, a pack of diapers, to us, which they're not cheap anymore. The price has went up. But to us, that's a few dollars. That means the world to them, to be able to provide that for their child. Formula, clothing, things that in the grand scheme are not a big deal to a lot of people, but it is to them. So thank y'all for that. So our main services are, of course, pregnancy testing and ultrasound. We sit down and dive into all kinds of things in that pregnancy test visit. We want to know what their situation is, what their needs are, not just what we see their needs are, but what do they see as their needs. We may look at a woman and be like, we want to help you get a job, get transportation. She just needs food on the table for that night. So priorities are very different. We don't ever want to go in with an agenda. We want to see, what do you see that your needs and your priorities are, and help meet them where they're at. So we're going to dig into relationships. We're going to dig into housing situation, transportation, support systems, help them get connected to prenatal care, to insurance. If y'all have ever done that with Medicaid, it's very overwhelming. Changes a lot, and so it's confusing to them. It's confusing to us a lot of times. So we know it's confusing to them. So we want to walk them through all that so that when they leave us, they are connected to prenatal care as much as possible. We can follow up with them on that. And a lot of times we can do that first ultrasound to where they'll be able to see the baby's heartbeat. And that's when it becomes real. It's real that this is a baby, but also it's real that, okay, I got some things that I need to do. And so we're able to support them through all of that. And we love what we do. It's a joy to be able to do that. From there, that is where our medical services end, and then we want to transition them into our prenatal and parenting education and our life skills education. So we have several different ways they can do that. Most of our moms will sign up for that, and a lot of our dads will sign up. They can do classes in the center and online through our Now What program. It's kind of a hybrid version. They'll come in, they'll do some at home, we'll do some in person, kind of go over the ones they do at home to make sure they understand. We also have an all-in-one-day version we call Baby Boot Camp, which we have different speakers that come in and share. We'll have somebody from the Alabama Department of Public Health. Our medical director, Dr. Gates, will come and share. We have Dr. Gore from Haleville. She'll come and share. She's a pediatrician. Lots of different people, different organizations and ministries that kind of come together to present this to where they can get this all done in a day if they work. A lot of our dads work. Maybe they don't have good transportation, and it's easier for them to come to us and do it all in one day. So we want to have different options so that there's the least number of obstacles between them completing the program. And then we also this past year implemented a program called Dads Teaching Dads. This is an evening version we do. It's 7 weeks. It's for dads or couples. They can come at night, complete the classes together. We know a lot of times the dads are not going to come to a pregnancy center by themselves. We have learned that. So they can do it together, but they get one-on-one advocates with, we call them our dadvocates. So they get to sit with them, talk through the things that they're facing as dads. It has been really neat to see even the friendships formed with these dads. We had one dad that gave his life to Christ, knew another dad that was there a little bit before, and they became close friends, and we were able to minister to them for 7 weeks. It was just a beautiful thing. Our dadvocates get real close with those fathers too, so they're able to check in with them like we check in with the moms. So that's a new thing. We have tried it out before, worked a few kinks out, and now we think this is a good fit, a good way to do it. So that's kind of the gist of how our programs work. We do tweak it. Sometimes we'll have Hispanic clients sometimes that need to do classes all in person instead of doing them at home, and that's totally fine too. So whatever our mom and dads need, we're going to try to make it work. We don't, if they want to do it and they're going to be dedicated to doing it, we want to make it work for them. But they can earn most of the basic items they need to bring a baby home. So brand new car seat, dads earn a brand new pack and play, big basket of baby items that has diapers, wipes, clothes, bottles, bibs, you name it, it's in there. And then we get gently used stuff donated all the time that will stick even more stuff in there. So we get gently used strollers, bouncy seats, things like that they get first dibs on by completing classes. So they can potentially earn a lot of good stuff that can set them up to be ready. That is one of the biggest issues for our abortion vulnerable and abortion minded moms is finances. So this takes a big burden off of them to know that I've got these things taken care of. So after they have the baby, we have our clothes closet. This is where people donate new and gently used stuff up to size 2T. We go from really preemie up to 2T. We have maternity items, maternity clothes. So after parents have their baby, they can come in once a month and get help with items. We have some moms that may come in for a test, and while they're there, they have a 1 or 2 year old and they need baby items for those. And so we can do those visits. So they, as long as they're within those sizes, they can continue to come in once a month until their kids outgrow those sizes. But that allows us to be able to serve them from the time they think they're pregnant up until they're 2 years old. And they don't have to come every month. Sometimes we'll have people that they come for a test. That's all they need. Maybe they heard about our parenting program from another organization. They never came to us before, and they get plugged in for that. That's fine, too. So at any point, if there's a need we can meet, that's great. They don't have to go through all of our services to be able to participate in that. So We also, this is something I always forget that we do, and I go every Tuesday night, so I don't know why, but we have a jail ministry that we started a couple of years ago. This stemmed from some partnerships that we had with other organizations. We saw that there was an increase in SIDS cases in Walker County. Thankfully, it has went down some. So we were invited to come in and do some classes with some of the moms in the jail that were working towards regaining custody of their kids. And it has kind of grown into it's most of the women that are in the jail because the number of women in the jail has decreased, praise the Lord, over the past year. So we do a mix of parenting skills like car seat safety, SIDS, CPR. We'll pair it with some lessons on healthy relationships. We cover domestic violence. We cover child abuse and neglect. We've talked about addiction. We've talked about depression, lots of different things. So we change it up each week. And we have seen some women that we have served in the center. We have been able to serve women after they have gotten out of jail through the center. So lots of connections have been made, and we have seen some women that were pregnant and ended up leaving the jail, going to rehab, and are raising healthy, beautiful babies now. So we're thankful for that. That's not something we ever would have thought would have been on our list of services until it was presented to us, but it has been a beautiful thing, and we have some wonderful conversations with those ladies because they have nothing to lose at that point. So, learned a lot from them. So we enjoy going every Tuesday night for that. So just a few new things that we're doing. First, I do want to say our mobile unit, we are now serving Winfield, Haylevel, and Summerton. So all of our services that we offer at our center in Jasper, we do on our mobile unit. So clothes closet, classes, other than our jail ministry. Everything else we're doing on there. So if y'all see us go by, it's probably me or our nurse manager driving. Just wave. Our nurse manager says that the Lord has taken the horn away from me, so I can't honk at y'all, but I will wave at y'all. So, but some of the things we've been able to do this past year that have been on our wish list, we're not able to do them in the old place. It was a wonderful location, but we had no space whatsoever, and we really didn't know if a lot of these things we'd be able to do even by now. So back in April, we were able to hire a client care coordinator. She does a little bit more case management with our clients. So if they have a need, her job is to dig until she finds a solution. Some things there's not great solutions for, but a lot of things there are solutions that people just don't know about. You don't know what you don't know. And when you're already overwhelmed, you were overwhelmed trying to get there, you may have to go to work after you leave, or maybe you're worried about how I'm going to get home, I don't have gas. You don't have time to run around and make these connections. It's just a lot. And so Maddie's job is to do some of that legwork, help walk them through how to do that for themselves. What do they need when they go to different places? Maybe they need clothes for themselves. Maybe they need food. Maybe they come in and they're in that domestic violence situation, but they don't know who to call. So that's her job, is to dig into that and be able to help them more with that. So we have enjoyed having her. She is now over our clothes closet service as well. So we pretty much can serve anybody anytime they have a need. If they call us, a lot of times they'll be across the road at the health department and they need formula, and they're able to send them straight over and we can help them right then. We have had people that are working towards regaining custody back of their kids that go into DHR, or maybe they're over there for food stamps and they have babies. They send them pretty much across the yard to us and we can serve them right then. So she's been a wonderful addition. About 2 months ago, we also were able to start up a breastfeeding support group. This is something we wanted to do for a long time. And it was one of those things that seemed fairly easy. We just couldn't ever get the ball rolling, and now we know why. Y'all know, I think most people know that the hospital was bought out by Orlando Health. and they have a great focus on women's health and breastfeeding. So they have allowed their lactation consultant, who has close to 30 years experience, Kathy Bruce, to come every Wednesday to the center and offer breastfeeding support from 10 to 2. So this is open to anybody in the community that wants to come. That you may come one time for that, and that's all you come for, and that's great. But she has a wealth of knowledge that we don't have, and so we're thankful for her. It has been a good partnership as well, helping get the word out about what we do, because she sees all of the moms that deliver at Walker Baptist that are planning on breastfeeding. So we're grateful for that. If y'all know anybody that wants to come, tell them please come. They can stop in at any point, stay for us however long they want to, but it's every Wednesday from 10 to 2, and it's totally free. If any of y'all moms have breastfed and needed a lactation consultant, needed help, you know that typically that is a pretty penny to hire somebody to help you. So we're grateful to be able to offer that for free for our community. A new thing that we are launching in March, if y'all know any moms that have kids ages 5 and under, this is not something that we're directly doing as a center, but myself and one of our volunteers are working with a team of ladies in the Jasper area. We're representatives of the center. Have any of y'all ever heard of MOPS International? It used to be Mothers of Preschoolers. Now it's called MomCo. And basically what it is a biblically based support group for moms of small kids. So we are teaming up with some ladies to help launch this. I think it's March the 5th. The first Wednesday of March is going to be the first meeting day from 9:30 to 11. We're going to meet at Redemption Baptist Church, which is over kind of a little bit past the thrift store. But this is for moms to have a place in a church that's not intimidating, that's open for them no matter what their beliefs are. They can come, and we just want them to feel welcome. And like I said, it is biblically based, but it's open to anyone to come. But this is a place for us to not just say, hey, this is a great group for you to join, but hey, I'll be there, and our volunteer will be there, and we want you to come, get plugged in, meet other moms, have that support. And that's something that we have had before with Embrace Grace, but we just didn't have a great turnout. It was hard to get moms plugged in while they were pregnant. This is for moms when they have kids up to age 5. So it's a wide window, but like I said, it's open to anybody. So if y'all know anybody that would like to come, tell them just to go to our Facebook page. We have a link we've posted there. They can sign up, but it's a great place just to grow some community with other moms, and hopefully with them coming, they will hear the gospel, even if they have never been to church before, even if they've been and it's been a while, they're going to be loved on. But that's our ultimate goal, to be able to introduce them to a relationship with Jesus. So we're hoping that this will be helpful with that. We're also looking at possibly starting a grandparent support group for grandparents that are raising their grandkids. We see quite a few that are raising small grandkids, coming in for diapers, formula, and we know that there's a lot of information sometimes with small kids that's changed over the years. And so this would be a place for them to have some support. We would also do some education on some of the topics with information that's changed, maybe car seat safety, maybe CPR, whatever it is that they want. But we've just seen an avenue open that we feel like we need to be serving these grandparents too. So y'all pray about that. We don't have a launch date for that yet. We're working on curriculum and who's going to do it, where we're going to do it, and all that. But y'all help us pray about that, because that's been on our hearts for a while. And then the last thing that we've been able to do, I think maybe October is when our interpreter Susie started. We have seen a huge increase in Hispanic clients, and we know zero Spanish. Even the translator apps, they look at us, we look at them. It's not effective. And so We got connected through a volunteer with our interpreter, Susie, and now she comes every Tuesday morning. She helps us with all kinds of visits. She helps us with classes, pregnancy test, ultrasounds, and we are about to add on additional hours for her so that we can do some group classes for our expecting Hispanic moms. So y'all pray about that too, because like I said, there's been a big increase in needs. We want to be able to serve them the best that we can, and I feel like it's a lot to put on to Susie because she is the only one that can talk with them. And so we're working on learning a little bit of Spanish, so y'all pray for us for that because it's been a while since I've had Spanish, but we are very grateful to have her. Our numbers have increased. They've skyrocketed since we have had her, so we're thankful for that. So just some numbers, some statistics, so y'all will kind of know how we have grown. This past year, we served 546 individuals. That doesn't include the babies, the kids that we've served, and the families. Usually when we have like closed closet, we'll have one parent come in, so doesn't include the families that we've served. But in 2021, we did not even realize this till I started looking back at these stats a couple weeks ago. In 2021, we had 650 visits. 2024, we had 1,345. So we have felt busy, and it's because we have been busy. We knew that, but when you look on paper, we're like, wow, it has been a roller coaster. And it has definitely been the Lord that we've been able to do everything that we've done in the middle of all of that. But we have staff that are wonderful. We try to be as efficient as possible, help and serve as many as we can. So I'm very grateful for them, or I would be running around like a chicken with my head cut off. So they do a wonderful job. We had 201 tests this past year with 124 ultrasounds. We had 341 closed closet visits, and we average about 100 visits a year on our mobile unit. So our mobile unit stays busy. It's just rocking and rolling. We try to take it out every single Friday, some Tuesdays. So we're always evaluating, what are we doing? Is it effective? Is there anything else we can do that we haven't done before that we need to be doing? So we don't ever want to be stuck inside of a box doing the same thing that we've always done just because it's comfortable. We try to push ourselves and, like I said, think of things. How can we serve our community? How has our community and our target population changed since Roe was overturned? Because it has. We like to think, we prayed for that to happen for years, and it was like the day we were out on the mobile unit, the day that we heard it, and it was like, praise the Lord, and then, ooh, this is going to be a lot. The needs are, there's even more women that we will be serving. The numbers will go up. So, reality kind of sets in, and we think, okay, what are we doing? How are we doing things? Are we doing it the best that we can? How can we meet the increased needs that we're seeing? Thankfully, COVID had just hit, and our numbers had, not thankfully COVID had hit, but our numbers had increased because of COVID. So that helped us to become more efficient so that we could meet the increased need when Roe was overturned. And so I want to share with y'all just some of the stats because it's very eye-opening. We think that Alabama is abortion-free. Legally, we are. But in reality, we're not. It still happens. Doesn't happen in medical facilities other than a few throughout the year for medical reasons, but women are getting the abortion pill, and it is way easier to get it now than it has ever been. We have had women that have came to us, and they didn't even order it online themselves. Their friend did. So a lot of these numbers you'll hear will be telehealth visits, but that doesn't mean, like in my mind, telehealth is a video call or on the phone with a provider. That's not always what it is. It could be just over the internet through a website that they ordered it, that honestly, they don't even know where it comes from sometimes. So we don't know if it's safe. You just don't know. So the danger has increased with it. It's even more visible when you go online to find it, and most abortions are with the abortion pill. So that means we have really up to 11 weeks to reach these moms if that's what they're going to do. That's the maximum you're supposed to take it. However, a lot of times women don't really even know how far along they are. So they're going to go online. They're going to put in when their last menstrual period was. A lot of times they don't even know where that is. There's no way to validate that. They don't have a test done by a medical provider, an ultrasound performed, because the only way you can confirm a pregnancy is with an ultrasound. The only way you can know for sure how far along you are is with an ultrasound. So unless they go somewhere and have that done, they're just guessing a lot of times. Most of our moms that come to us, they really don't know how far along they are. So you go online, you put in information that may or may not be correct. So you may be taking the abortion pill past the weeks that you're supposed to, which it may or may not work. The risk increase. So it's a lot. There's a lot of different factors that used to it just wasn't a thing, because unfortunately you could go down the road to Birmingham to Tuscaloosa and have that abortion. So now it just looks a little bit different. It's still happening. But like I said, that can be up to 11 weeks. There are a lot of unregulated sites that women can order the pill from now. There's a lot of sites that they're not reporting the numbers, because in some states it's not mandatory that they do report the number of abortions. So that's something we have to keep in mind too. So these numbers are from KFF Health News, which used to be Kaiser Family Foundation, if y'all have ever heard of that. From July of 2023 to June 2024, there were somewhere between 3,430 to 4,240 abortions to women that were Alabama residents. So this could mean they ordered online and they're from here, or they went out of state to another state to get an abortion. The Alabama Department of Public Health gives stats showing there were 3,307 in 2023 that were performed out of state. So again, that could be online. It could be that they actually traveled. And there are organizations that will pay for that. They'll pay for the gas, the hotel, the abortion. They kind of came out of the woodwork to, for instance, the Tuscaloosa Clinic was bought by an organization called the Yellowhammer Fund. They couldn't provide the abortions in state, so they transitioned to, now we'll help you go to the abortion. So help is available, and it's easy to find. So a majority of these were telehealth visits from out-of-state providers and websites where they could have just put in information on a site and ordered the abortion pill online. We have had directors that have went online and just put in stuff and have pills sent to their center just to see how easy it was. It's easy, y'all. It's unreal how easy it is. It's scary. So these stats are from 2022, but 23% of these abortions were to mothers who were less than 6 weeks. So that is where we have had to really do some digging and thinking, because when you have an ultrasound, 5 weeks, 5 days is the time frame when you can start picking up the heartbeat on the ultrasound. So if these women are having abortions before the 6-week mark, it's a very small time frame to reach them in, and you have to get them when they call you. And we have to think through, too, that when they're so early, do we do an ultrasound and them not see anything on the screen and that validate what they're thinking, or do we do it and just pray that there's something there? So we have to do a lot of educating on, this is what abortion is. You may not necessarily see that heartbeat on the screen or know what you're seeing, but let's point it out. This is how the baby's developing. This is what you're really doing when it comes to an abortion, because women don't know. They don't know. They really think this is a quick fix. This is something I'm not going to think about, but they do. They do. It's something they'll carry with them for the rest of their life. So this is why it's important for us to get to them before that 6-week point. 48% of these were 7 to 9 weeks along, which is still not a lot of time. 61% were women ages 20 to 29. Our average age is 27. Our average client age, is 27. 54% of these women were black, 24% were white, and 20% were Hispanic. So that's just for Alabama. So for the United States, in 2022, Roe was overturned in 2022, so we have to keep in mind this is about half of the year Roe was overturned. So there was a lot of legal things happening in the last part of the year. There were 613,383 legal abortions. This doesn't account for the illegal ones because we know they were happening. There was a lot of states it was outlawed very quickly. We know abortions were still happening. 92.8% were performed when the woman was less than 13 weeks, so in that first trimester. 53.3% were performed when the woman was less than 9 weeks. And that would mean that they use the abortion pill. That's what's generally is done, and that's what is so easy to get online. This number was shocking to me, even though it is a wide time frame. The use of the abortion pill increased 129% from 2013 to 2022. So that's 9 years, but we got to think about how has life changed over the past 9 years or up until this point. Social media, things are done online. People don't want to go and do things. So when you're selling things like an abortion pill, we need to make this even more available to the people that want it and need it. So how can we do that? We're going to have websites pop up all over and make it easy to access. So that's what has happened. So this is just some information, even though most are the abortion pill, most are done. If you're a resident of Alabama, it's done by telehealth. But just so y'all will know, because this changes a whole lot, I have to look this up quite a bit. But like I said, women will travel, and we like to think that they won't travel super far, but they will. We've had women that have went to, right now, Florida, Georgia, Ohio, South Carolina are 6 weeks. That's a 6-week ban. Ohio is really not that far. You can have an abortion up to 20 weeks. Missouri and Illinois is up to fetal viability, which is anywhere from 24 to 26 weeks, y'all. We have so many that go to Illinois. They will come to us, and they have an appointment made, and they've got somebody that's going to take them. So it's not that far. North Carolina is 12 weeks limit. Virginia is the 3rd trimester. That's not that far either. It's really shocking. Tennessee and Mississippi, it's banned with very limited exceptions, which is good, but there are limited exceptions. So it's still close, y'all. When you're desperate and you're overwhelmed like these women are, you're comparing, I'm going to have a baby and everybody's going to know, and I have all these things, or I can just travel to Illinois and do this. So what we need to pray about is that heart change is made early in that pregnancy, that the Lord will intervene, that their eyes will open when they come to us, that we have the right words to say, because so often we don't magically know what to say in every situation. Every situation is so different and it's so unique. Sometimes we feel like they know what they're doing, what do we say? But we have also seen situations to where they knew what they were doing, they were a Christian. We felt like we had no words to say, but we loved them. And 9 months later, they come back with their baby, and they chose life. So that's the Lord, y'all. Like, we don't know what we're doing half the time, we feel like. But He does. That's the good thing. He fills in the gap. So that's one thing y'all can help us pray about, is just for us to allow Him to fill in the gaps. Because you want to fix things. You want to make things better for all these women, and we know that we can't. So we just have to give Him the space to move. So just a few ways that y'all can help if y'all would like to be a part. Before I forget, the gala is coming up on February 7th. Stephen Holland is our speaker this year. Not a lot of people have heard of him, but he actually started as a staff member in the center in Athens. His story, his testimony is unreal. So we tried to get him last year. It didn't work out, so we're excited to have him this year. So it will bless y'all for sure to come and hear him. But we do have Black Rock. We have Frosting's Bakery provide dessert. That's what I always wonder about every year. The Blend will provide coffee, and we've got plenty of seats. So y'all got one table. If y'all need more, just let me know, and we will find a spot for y'all. So we're excited about it. y'all are doing our baby bottle boomerang. Y'all, this is the easiest way to help. When I say a pack of diapers, a pack of wipes goes a long way, it truly does. You may think I'm putting 50 cents in here, but we raised last year close to $20,000 with the baby bottle boomerang. So it adds up. And this is how we're able to open our doors and be able to serve these moms and be able to tell them, hey, we can help you. Because sometimes a thing of formula, a pack of wipes, that's what can change their mind. When they see, oh, I can get help every month, that may be just what they need to hear to choose life. You never know. That may be what they're struggling with their other kids. Another thing we always forget, and a lot of people don't know, is Choose Life car tags. If you have a Choose Life car tag, you buy it in Walker County, we get $41.25 of that specialty fee. And we buy car seats with it. We buy medical kits with it. We buy pack and plays. And those are the biggest things that our parents need when they're completing classes. So that's a great way to support to where you know exactly what it's going to. Our jail ministry, we're always looking for people to provide meals for that. We feed them not a huge meal. We may do soup. We may do chips and sodas, just something to bring with them, just to make them feel, just kind of open up some of the burdens that they're carrying. Because sometimes they come in there and they got a lot going on. And, you know, we know that they're there by their own doings most of the time. But at the same time, we want them to know, hey, we care about you. Jesus loves you. Here's you a meal, and let's just talk about what y'all got going on. So a meal goes a long way with them, too. We have ladies that will do it once a month. We have people that will do it once a quarter. We have people that will say, hey, here's you $20, get some Little Caesars pizza. They don't care. They love whatever we bring. So that's a great way to help. We also provide Bibles and folders and notepads for them. So we have people that will fund those. And then volunteer-wise, being a part of our outreach team is the biggest need. Like I said, word of mouth is how most people hear about us, but we can't do all of that as a staff. So we have an awesome team of people that will come to things like Hill Fest, Mule Day, Foothills, just so we can continue to put our face out there, because we don't have a big budget for advertising. But like I said, people will see us, they'll tell their friends, they'll tell their family that needs us, and that's how we serve as many as we serve. So if y'all want to join that, let me know. We'll set up a time. If you haven't taken a tour yet, we'd love to have y'all. Just let me know. But if you want to join the team, we'll set up a time for you to come, fill out a volunteer application, and kind of go through what all that entails. But that's something you can give your time as often as you want to. Some people serve once a year at one event, and that means one of our staff members doesn't have to do that after they've been at the center during the week. So we've got plenty of spots for that. But like I said, the most important thing that you can do is pray. We did not get where we're at because we know what we're doing. I feel like a lot of times we talk about strategic planning a lot, and I feel like every time we have a plan, the Lord's like, this is what you're going to do. This is going to be totally different. We had a plan for a long time to move to a new location, and never would have thought we'd be where we're at. So we just plan what we can, and then the Lord opens doors and slams doors shut for us. That's what we pray all the time. So help us pray for that too. We don't ever want to walk through a door we're not supposed to walk through. We don't ever want to do something because we feel like it's what we want to do, because that gets us nowhere but stress. We don't want that. So just help us pray that the Lord will open those doors that need to be open. He'll slam the ones we don't need to go through. He'll bring the women and the men to us that need to come to us, and that we'll all have the words to say that we need to say. And like I said earlier, just to allow Him to work, because every day is different. Every day is a new day, and we could not do what we do without y'all and y'all's prayers. So thank y'all so much. I hope y'all will come to the gala. If you've got any questions, let me know. I know there's probably things that I haven't covered that y'all may have questions about. But does anybody have any questions? Any specific questions? Yes. We don't. So that's one thing. Our insurance will not allow us to provide child care there. Now, we have thought of having a class maybe in the evening and having childcare at a church that's close by. When we were downtown, that was a little bit easier. We're not super far away from churches now, but it's a little bit further than we were before. But that's one thing with our Momco group. Having it at Redemption, we do have volunteers that we can provide childcare. So if any of y'all want to watch kids, even we're going to have 6 meetings this first round, and we'll take a break for summer. We'll start up in fall, and it typically will go from fall to spring. But if y'all want to watch kids, let us know, because we know that's the biggest obstacles for them coming to church sometimes is, I feel like my kids, or I don't want to send them with people, but I don't know what to expect. And coming to this group, we're letting everybody know, hey, your kids are going to be taken care of, like, right off the bat. That's not something you're going to have to worry about. So let me know. If you would like to volunteer for that, we can get you signed up and get you a background check done. Anybody else? All right. Well, if y'all think of anything, even after today, call me, email me. I'll be glad to answer whatever. And like I said, if y'all haven't taken a tour, let me know. I'd love to show y'all around. Love to show y'all around our mobile unit. We come to Winfield once a month, so we come by here once a month. But I'd love to show y'all that and how that all works. So thank y'all so much.
Something that should at least drive you to pray. With grandparents, ministry, Hispanic ministry, opportunities. Just think about, I guess we thought when Roe v. Wade was overturned, well, I guess it's over, no problem now. But now we know that it's more deceitful and more deceptive and more difficult to track. But it's interesting that the pregnancy centers could order these abortion pills and get them there so easy. Well, that's scary, just to do that.
There are, there's a center in Auburn. There's centers that are close to the state line that
some dollars by, we'll get them there. We're gonna fill these buckets with change. Boy, that right there, all those pennies in it, that weighs 1,000 pounds. We have a change, so we have to count the change.